Hello, guys. Hello, Benji. Hello, Steezy. Armwrestling Television. Hello. Hello, Marco. School Lady Boy. Is it unbreakable? You are not banned here. That's good. That's good. It means that you still didn't do something wrong here. He was. How is Hermes feeling? Soon we will find. We will find out.
Down behind me.
Hello, Rob. How are you, my
friend?
friend?
Adjust it?
No, it's not adjustable.
Jeez.
Hold on, wait, it is.
How come I can't hear him, Heather?
Hello, Rob. How are you, my friend?
That thing's terrible. Can you just open a light?
Yep.
Can you turn this shit up?
Hold on. He's on mute.
Hello, everyone. Do you guys hear me?
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Come
Yes.
on, man. Audio settings. Yeah. Is it him? Yeah, no, this fucking lighting is terrible.
How about now? You hear?
Oh, wait.
Yep,
Just
hold
need to
on.
hear the volume. All right. Can you hear me, Engin?
I hear you. Do you?
All right, I can hear you now. We're good.
Let me fix the
That's
lighting.
good. That's good.
Oh, that's good. That's all
How
right.
are you? How are you, Rob? How are
I'm
you?
good. How are you, buddy?
Tired, but good. You must be tired as well.
Nah, man. For me, it's just midday, so we're good.
Yeah, when I said tired, I know you're a busy man. You work hard.
Oh yeah, I mean, 5 kids. I'm always busy.
Mm.
You know how it is. How many you have?
Not as much as you do. I have a son.
Okay.
Blocker. Thank you, Engin, for everything you do. Top blocker. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Yep. Hello, Roman. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Hello, brother. How are you?
Same thing, different day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are waiting for Zurab to come.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Rob, I heard you are training. You have been training. Where are you right now? Like 80% maybe?
Yeah, I'd say maybe a little more. I'd be happy if I can just get my shoulders to feel. My arm feels strong. My hand feels great. It's just working on a little conditioning and the overall body strength. For me, yeah, a lot of the tightness. For me, my arm has always been capable, but some of the linkage in my shoulder and chest, if I wasn't working out, would need to catch up. But yeah, I mean, I feel with the weeks going by, I feel like each week's a good checkpoint. I feel like it's getting better, so I'll do what I can.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. But I'm happy to hear because we didn't see you. We haven't seen you a long time. So when you said that, like you are more than 80%, so it means like easily 85%, and you still have 2 months. So I think you will be at your best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, my plan would be to come in and be strong and fit, and I think people always want more time and think they could be more ready. But just like having kids, if you keep putting it off till you feel ready, I think in your mind you'll never be 100%. So if you get even close to like 90 plus, take it and run with it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I agree. And also, I mean, you can't always be like really 100%, you know, and then that way, if you are that perfectionist, you know, you can't pull, you know.
Exactly.
Yes, sometimes you need to have a warrior spirit, and whatever the condition is, you need to fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as arm wrestlers, for the most part, I mean, you're always walking that line of being overtrained and kind of injured or feeling undertrained.
Yeah, I agree. Hello, Zurab.
Hello. How
How
are you?
much, Zurab?
Good, and you?
I don't know, man.
He's good.
Yeah, he needs to turn the phone sideways, yeah.
შემოატრიალე კამერაო, რომ შენ მთლიანი მასშტაბი დაინახო.
That's why.
He's gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
He's in a gym, isn't he?
Yeah, he is in the, no, it's, now it doesn't look like,
Yes, he's in the gym.
now it looks like, yeah,
Yeah. Wasting no time.
How are you, Zurab?
Good.
Good?
Train,
Okay.
biceps train.
Today biceps train. Show us your biceps.
There you go.
Yeah. And so, Zurab, what do you like? What do you think about your opponent?
RVJ is the last speaker.
Very strong. Very
Very
strong.
strong.
Transferია. განსაკუთრებულად ახლოდან არ მინახავს, მაგრამ ხელი ევანია განსაკუთრებულად დიდი, როგორც ვიცი, როგორც უყურებ ვიდეოებიდან და საინტერესოა ჩემთვის მასთან ბრძოლა.
Saying that RVJ is very strong. He has never met like him personally, but he has heard that Rob's palm is very huge, you know, in arm wrestling, and he's looking forward to, grip up and arm wrestle with him. He thinks that RVJ is very, very strong.
Very strong opponent.
Very strong opponent, yeah.
And Zurab, have you seen Rob's past matches, like against many other like top pullers like Barboza, John, and like some other top guys, Tata Shinks, you know? And have you watched them? He has very big wins.
რობის სხვა ვიდეოები თუ გაქვს ნახიო, ანუ რა, ისე ძლიერ მეტოქეების
აბსოლუტურად ყველა ვიდეო მაქვს ნახების.
All the videos that exist on the internet and is available about Rob, he has seen everything. All the videos. Yeah.
So what does he think generally?
და რა სპიქრობს ზოგადად?
ჩემი აზრით ობიექტურად რო შევაფასო ჩვენი გადაწევა იქნება ძირითადად ვისაც უფრო მეტი ფიზიკური ძალა იქნება განილი ამ შეჯიბრისთვის ამ დღისთვის კონკრეტული ამ დღისთვის ის მოიგებს იმიტომ რომ არ მგონია რაღაცა ისეთი განსაკუთრებული ტექნიკა შევთავაზოთ ერთმა ან მეორემ ერთმანეთს უფრო ძალაზე იქნება რა ძალის მიერ ბრძოლას ველოდები მე.
So Zurab is saying that he doesn't think that any of us, so he means himself and Rob, will do something very special like we have never seen. He expects the best way that RVJ pulls to go against best way that he pulls, like we all know those styles, and he thinks that whoever will be the most ready and the strongest at the competition, whoever shows up the stronger than the other, will be victorious.
So he has respect for Rob, and he is taking him very, very seriously. That's what I understand.
For sure, yeah.
And Rob, have you like studied your opponent?
Yeah, I've watched all the East versus West, which is when I really first started watching him. But then I've seen some of his other videos just as a fan of the sport. So, you know, I've seen all his pulls through East versus West. I don't know, what has he had, maybe 5 of them or so, or 6?
Yeah.
He's been in almost every card.
Yeah, this will be the 6th event that he has been. Only East
Yeah.
versus West one, he didn't compete. Other than that, every event he has competed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And of
Do you
course, like
expect
I
a
watched,
toughness?
what's that?
Do you expect a tough opponent?
Yeah, of course. I mean, with his physicality and size, I've never met a WAF champ in any category that wasn't an extremely tough arm wrestler. I mean, you don't get that title for free. And, he's been winning every match he's pulled, with the exception of Jumper Zink and Chance, who is a true super heavyweight. And I think Chance has an odd lane in the straps that's really difficult for some guys. But as far as his endurance and capability, I think he's pretty much top of the food chain.
Can I shortly translate this everything
Yes,
that
yes,
Rob
please,
said?
yeah.
ზურაბ, ესე იგი, ანუ შენზე თავიდან დაიწყეს, რომ თითქმის ყველა East versus West-ის მატჩზე იყო რა და ენგინმა თქვა, რომ პირველზე არ იყო, თორე ეს დანარჩენი ყველაზე და მეექვსე იქნება მისთვისო. და რომმა თქვა, რომ ნუ ერთადერთი ყველასთან იგებსო, ძირითადად ერთი ჯონთან წააგო და Chance Shows-თანო და Chance Shows რეალურად სუპერ მძიმე წონის არისო და ისეთი, ანუ დაბმურზე ისეთი კუთხეები აქვსო, რომელიც ძალიან რთულიაო, რომ დაამარცხო და დანარჩენის მხრივ ყველანაირად შეგაქეს, რომ ძალიან ძლიერი ხარ და ძლიერი მეტოქე ხარ მისთვის. Yes.
Yeah, and Rob, like, how do you see the chances? Like, how do you see, like, you see yourself like a clear favorite, or do you expect a match that can go either way, or how do you see that one?
როგორ ფიქრობ, ეხლა რა მიმართულებით წავაო? შენ თავს
No, no,
ფავორიტად
no, I asked Rob.
Sorry. Yeah. Rob's ეკითხება, შენ არა ჯერ.
Rob, did you hear my question?
Oh, you're asking me if I see him as a favorite or me as a favorite?
No. I'm asking, do you see yourself as a
Yeah.
clear favorite, or do you expect a very evenly tough match that could go either way?
I do think coming out of the gates as I am, I think it's a tough match. I do. I expect him to be really hard. And if I do anything other than that, I'd be super happy. I think in most people's eyes, because of my inactivity and Zurab's win list and resume, especially these past year or so, he'll probably be viewed as the favorite. But in my heart, I think it's close. I always consider myself a favorite if I'm trained, but I know that it's that's not saying I don't understand the threat that he carries.
Okay, I understand that you accepted the match and you believe you can win, but you know that he's a very dangerous player. Is that true? What I understand? Is that
Yes,
correct?
exactly.
Okay. Yeah. But sometimes, like when you are pulling nonstop 1.5 years, you also get a little bit exhausted. You understand? Like every event, every 2 months, 3 months, every 2-3 months, you may get exhausted. So it has some positive sides and some negative sides, that he may be also tired, because sometimes you need to get rest, you understand? And what I am guessing that you are totally healed up. I mean, when you pull like nonstop, you have some micro injuries that, you don't realize, but with time, it affects your performance. But when you get a good rest, you come back, you feel like your joints, everything. But do you have any kind of problems, any injury, anything left after you rest?
Well, only just a little bit in my shoulder when I put on side pressure. So it's not totally weak, but if there was a weak link, that would be it. So it's something I got to work on because I'm pretty sure that pulling a guy like him without a shoulder is a bad game plan. Yeah, I would need some stability. So that's probably it. That's been one that I've had for quite a few years. So it's just working on that. But my arm feels good, my wrist and everything feels good. But then again, that's good in the trainings I'm doing. I'm not going to 110 like I'll have to. So who knows?
Yeah, I understand. I'm sure that like the 2 months that you have, I am sure that like once you start something, building something from zero, is different than when you already build everything. But it is not there just because you are inactive, but you have 2 months, 2 more months. I think that
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna come back. You are not building anything new, you know.
Oh, I mean, if we're gonna just put it on the line and tiptoe around it, I'm not gonna try to come in with any excuses. If he beats me, he was the better guy and he implemented his plan better. And I'll go back to the drawing board and try to do what I can with more time. I'm gonna show up there as ready as I can be, and I expect that I'll feel pretty good, and there's gonna be a result. That's about it.
And another question before we ask to Zurab. In your head, did you find out the best way to pull against him? Like you made your game plan already?
Yeah. I honestly think that there's probably 2 lanes I'd like to keep it to. I think I have more than one option because I think that I'm a versatile puller. I'm not a guy that has one lane I stick to. I feel like I could do everything at a good level. And what I feel like I need to work on, I will work on in these coming weeks. But I have an idea of what I'd like to try. Whether that works or not is up to me and us and how that plays out. But yeah, I definitely have, from looking at and assessing, I think I figured something out.
Yeah. And by the way, who is this? Like trainings are you joining? Do you do any training with some?
Yeah, that's my every week I go to an arm wrestling training, and with a group that probably gets anywhere from 20 to 40, 50 guys. So it's nice size practice. And I'm only about an hour away from Jerry, and because he's going to be pulling, I'm going to start getting together with him weekly. And then I've been getting back into the gym too to try to supplement the overall body strength, get the shoulders and chest healthy, and total body stuff, get the range of motion, and just be healthy.
I understand. And Roman, can you ask Zurab if he's like on his mind, he made the game plan for Rob, or he's just gonna do his own way, or he needs to do some adjustments?
Zurab, შენ მოგმართ ასეთი კითხვით, რაც კითხა რობსაც რეალურად, რომ თუ აქვს რამე სტრატეგია სპეციალურიო, რასაც რობისთვის გაავარჯიშებსო, თუ თავისი საუკეთესო, ასე ვთქვათ, სტილით გამოვა რობის წინააღმდეგ?
ანუ როგორც ყოველთვის ისე მოვემზადები ფიზიკურად, მაგრამ სტრატეგიაც რაღაცა მაქვს, იმიტომ რომ ზუსტად ვიცი დაახლოებით თეორიულად შესწავლილი მაქვს რობის გადაწევის სტილი. აი მაგალითად, როცა დიდი მტევნის გამო, როგორც ახლა ვახსენე, როცა ზემოდან აი ესე დასწრებაზე მიდის მასთან, მაგალითად ჩემნაირი პატარა მტევანი ვისაც აქვს შედარებით. ხო, აი უყარს თითებზე დაჭერა და ცოტა რაღაცა ისეთი თითის დაჭერა და შემდეგ მოწინააღმდეგის წვალება და რაღაცა და ისეთი რაღაცა ჩემი სტრატეგიები მაქვს, რომელსაც ალბათ ვეცდები, რომ რაც ძლიერი წერტილი აქვს და რითაც შეუძლია რაღაცა ჩემს მიმართ გამოიყენოს, ის დაუბლოკო ყველაფერი და სტრატეგიას მექნება აუცილებლად.
So he started saying that he will show up in his best shape, the way he usually pulls at his best, but for sure he has some things that can be specifically done against RVJ, because in theory he knows at some point how RVJ would pull, and he had one example of when he tries to slip from the top. When opponent tries to slip from the top, he may just try to grip with fingers and try to control the opponent. Yeah, exactly. So such a details Zurab has noticed, and in theory he thinks that he knows how Rob will pull. But physical wise, he's gonna do his best, what he's good capable of, and also he's not gonna disclose everything that he may have specifically for RVJ prepared. But he's okay. He just told the extra detail that basically he doesn't want to hide this. His strategy is that he's gonna try to tire Rob, because he thinks that in endurance game Zurab is favored. So
Mhm.
he's just straight up says this, that he will try to tire him out as well.
He is very, very, very clear, telling everything.
On that one, on that regards, he was very clear. Nothing to hide. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. And Zurab, people are saying that this is the 6th time they see you in a row, every East versus West event. And they are saying that people are asking me if Zurab is planning to rent a home very near the East versus West area.
ზურაბ, ანუ ბევრიო ფანებიო ამბობენ ხას უსვამენ იმ ფაქტს, რომ უკვე მე-6-ჯერ გამოდიხარო ზედიზედო რა და პარემო სახლი გექირაო, სადმე ახლოს აქ ისტანბულშიო, რომ პირდაპირ აქ იცხოვრო და ის გამო.
სიამოვნებით გქონთარი, არ ვარ
He would gladly do
თუ
that.
გარანტია მექნება, რომ ყოველი ვენზე ვიქნები.
If you will give him a guarantee that he will be in each event, he might as well do that, yeah.
Okay, then let him. I will rent him an apartment over here, and then we can train together.
სტამბული კარგი ქალაქია.
He's saying Istanbul is a really beautiful city.
ცხოვრება.
Yeah, he would gladly live there, so yeah, why not? Let's do this.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. So, and Zurab, he Rob said that he of course he's coming there to win, but he says very close match. You also think that way, and you are saying that it is very dangerous to try to get out of his hand. He can catch your fingers and then pin you. You both, I see that you made the analysis, and this match is going to take at 95 kilo category, and let's see where like, for example, Zurab, like compared to your previous opponents, where do you see Rob?
ზურაბ, ეს შესავალი გააკეთა ისეთ, რომ სტრატეგიულად ორივე თქვენი სათქმელი თქვითო, რომ ემზადებით ერთმანეთის წინააღმდეგ და კარგად გამოხვალთო. და ეხლა რობი რომ შეადარო სხვა მეტოქეებს, აი სხვებთან შედარებით რამდენად ძლიერს თვლიო რა, აი რა ადგილას შეიძლება იდგესო რა სხვებთან შედარებით, ვინც კი ყოლი.
ფიქრობ ალბათ ძალის მხრივ ბოლო მოწინააღმდეგე ვინც ყავდა კურტის კამერონი, ბოლჯობი, ფიზიკური მონაცემები დაახლოებით ფიქრობ იგივე წარმომიდგენია ფიზიკური მონაცემები, უბრალოდ რობი ახლა გაცილებით გამოცდილია და დიდი ხანია მკლავჭიდშია და პატივს ემ, იმიტომ რომ გამოცდილი სპორტსმენია და ყველაფერი იცის უკვე ამ სპორტის შესახებ. სადა როგორ ხელი გაქციოს და რომელ მოწინააღმდეგეს რა მოუმზადოს, ისიც იცის და ძალიან გამოცდილია.
So physical wise, he thinks that capabilities would be somewhat equal to his previous opponent from Canada, Prokop, and but obviously in comparison, Rob is way more experienced, and Zurab said that technical, and Zurab said that he respects because of this Rob, and he thinks that RVJ could actually be prepared for any opponent because he knows everything about arm wrestling and he can prepare in any style, against any style. So that's what he thinks that is different from other arm wrestlers.
So he is saying that he is not worried only about his power. He is also worried about his technical abilities and his knowledge about experience about arm wrestling. Rob, unlike his previous matches, Zurab is just talking very highly about you. About the previous matches, he was just talking like he was not even considering, except John Berzing, like his opponents. But with you, he's like more careful about what he's saying. So what's your take on this?
I mean, it's a breath of fresh air in the sport. I mean, it's something I've talked about recently to some other guys. I think that it's got too comfortable with athletes tearing each other down too much. And, I think that it's okay to have a match where there's a level of mutual respect for someone's abilities. And, sometimes there's not a lot to say, but have a level of respect. And we can have respect and both want the same thing, and that's sports. And only one of us is going to get it. but it doesn't mean that he's not worthy and I'm not worthy. So it's been a long time since I've pulled with someone that hasn't tried to tear me down. And, the respect is shared. I mean, I think he's a very dangerous guy. And I was most keen on watching him pull Ron Bath and John Brzezinski, as those are two super legends, and they've got similar physicality to me. And anyone who can grind in the positions he did and do the things he did, I can't help but respect them. And I wouldn't want to take a match with somebody that I didn't feel that I had to really chase and work for. So, the respect is appreciated, and it's given mutually.
Yeah. I don't know why. A lot of people they underestimate you, Rob. Whenever I said, and then whenever they talk like you are heavily underdog and things like that. But maybe that is because you have been inactive. Maybe you have been inactive. Maybe that's why. Because whenever we look at your career, if they are confused with your match with Sasha or something, that is also like a very special individual. And yeah,
Right.
and
I mean, I think the Sasha match is unfair to me to judge me for more than a few reasons. I mean, we could say that I could give my reasons why, but even if we don't, okay, Sasha won. But Sasha's beaten everybody. He beat Ongarbayev. He's beat Prudnik. He's beat Irakli. Three of the best guys in the world we talk about Sasha beats. And he just, and these guys are beaten now. The guys that Sasha beat are going on to beat some of the very best in the world at any category. Yet I'm the one who gets shamed for it. I didn't lose a single super match for years and years and years. And I lose one to a multi-time WAF champion, and people talk about me like I'm some bum.
yeah.
But I will show up in this match against Zurab more physically and mentally prepared than I was against Sasha.
But
I had
again,
a very short amount of time to prepare for that.
But my friend, again, losing against Sasha, I mean, people should be crazy to think that, you are losing to like regular guy. The guy is just one of the most dominant guys in last, almost 8 years or something, 8, 9 years. And
Right.
as you said, they both were 90 kilo. He beat Irakli. I organized the event. Front of me, he beat Irakli, yeah. And the last round, he even toppled Irakli. So
Yeah.
there is
And
nothing.
Prudnik's never even beat him. He's beat Prudnik. He beat Ongarbayev. He's beat some of the very best. So, I mean, I believe in my heart that if we ever rematch that, he's got a very unique build. And it's a learning curve because he's so short. But I mean, I believe that I was more in that match than meets the eye. And with a little preparation, I feel that I was good for that match. But that's what people are judging me. I mean, I think the other part might be that because of my life, I've had periods of inactivity, or I would show up not at my best. And I used to defend myself a lot on that, and I'm kind of over that. I'm kind of ready to just, instead of being the guy who talks on YouTube and explains myself, I think you can get a lot of words across with an action. If I show up and actually compete and do what I think I can do, that says a lot about someone. Just willing to step into the arena and bang is more than a lot of people are giving me credit for.
Yeah, also Rob, just you are like most of your career you pull against North Americans, and I think that like you are smart enough to find out. I think you need to get in the mix with the east side guys, and more those Americans are coming here. More they figure out. You understand, like what do you understand? So what that was my goal. We are just one world, but we are just like separated. So we just pulled, winning, losing. All these athletes are incredible athletes. Like losing against each other is no shame. Whoever is thinking it's a shame. Like, I mean, Michael gave, for example, Ongarbayev an incredible match. Ask Ongarbayev. Ongarbayev will say that he probably has faced one of the toughest match in his life, So, I mean, no need to make fun with that guy, you understand? And Ongarbayev also pulled incredible. He was like first time ever for someone like Michael. He was able to like know how to deal, how to counter everything Michael is doing. So I just saw an incredible chess game there. I don't care, who lost there, who won there. It's not I'm an organizer, but I really enjoyed. I enjoyed how Michael pulled, and I was very impressed that, like, someone like Ongarve, I never seen him pulling against someone like with the open arm top roll, but he was able to counter with that sudden shoulder pressure on. So what I'm just saying, it's beautiful that we meet each other, and then pull and we learn. I'm sure that they are learning a lot from the American pulling, and Americans are learning a lot from the Eastern guys. And I think that now the sport is.
And I mean, it's that's what we need more is more appreciation for the fact that, Michael could lose, and people want to talk about Michael losing, but John lost to the same guy. And there's no shame in that. These guys, you're talking the very top 0.0000001% in the whole world. So it's like going to the Olympics and taking a bronze medal.
They are like in their 20s, prime. While the guys, the one is near 50, the other one is near 60. Still doing incredible,
But even still being in the match, it shows that they were of that caliber. And on a different day, maybe it goes a different way. But to shame somebody for being, I said it's like going to the Olympics and taking a bronze medal. Sure, everybody loves the guy who wins the gold, but that doesn't mean the guy who won the bronze medal sometimes isn't behind by only like 100th of a second too. It's very comparable. It's very close.
So they all deserve the respect and admiration.
Outside of the Olympics, those guys, if we say like the 100-yard dash, outside of the Olympics, they are way, way, way faster than everyone else on earth that weren't at that final 10. And that's what this is. At East versus West, the worst guy in the room is going to be the best guy where they come from.
Yeah, that's why they are there. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Zurab, my friend, what do you think about the level at the East versus West? You think that every event the level is increasing more, it's becoming more and more elite? And do you think that Americans, the arm wrestling is like how to say, organized modern time arm wrestling, sport of arm wrestling is American, because we all learn from their top roll, hook, this and this. It was a developed sport first in North America, then we learn from there, and then we also develop here. But does he think that like Eastern guys are also learning a lot from those guys, like legends like John Berzing, legends like Tata Spinks, like pulling against this, like Michael Todd, and these guys are like at age, they're at like we can say like much older, almost old enough to be their father, So do they also learn some things from these masters of the sport?
So Zurab, ესე იგი, თავიდან ასეთი კითხვით თქვა, რომ ამ East versus West-ის დონეზე რას ფიქრობ, შენი აზრით უმჯობესდება თუ არა ყოველ ჯერზეო და ამას გარდა ხაზი გაუსვა ასეთი კითხვა იყო, რომ ანუ ეს მკლავჭიდი როგორც ასეთიო წამოვიდა ვესტერნიდანო და მე ჩვენს ევროპელებმა ავითვისეთ და ჩვენი ასე ვთქვათ ნუსხა შევძინეთ და დავხვეწეთ ასე ვთქვათ. და კითხვა არის ასეთი, რომ ეს ჩვენი აღმოსავლეთელი ხალხი, მაგალითად ჩვენ ქართველები და ევროპელები სწავლობთ თუ არაო აი ამ ლეგენდებიდან, როგორც არის ჯონ ბზენგი, მაიკლ ტოდი, რონ ბეთი და ესეთი ხალხი, ვინც ჩვენზე ბევრად უფროსები, აი როგორც მასტერები ასე ვთქვათ, იმადგან თუ რომ ეს სწავლა შეიძლებაო და თუ კი სწავლობენო ევროპელები. შენი აზრით?
ეს რაც შეეხება ამ ივენტს, მოტივაცია მიცა ძალიან ბევრ სპორტსმენს. ამერიკიდან Facebook-ზე და მეგობრებული მყავს Instagram-ზე ვხედავ, აი ყველა მონდომებულია, ყველა ვარჯიშობს და უმჯობესდება. ვიცი დღე უმჯობესდება და კონკურენცია იზრდება. ეს ძალიან კარგად ჩანს. და რაც შეეხება ამერიკელ მკლავჭიდელებს, ამერიკიდან და კანადიდან მარტო ბზენკი და ლარატი ღირს იმისთვის, რომ აი რაღაცა ისწავლო იმათგან და რაღაცა გადმოიღო და ასე შემდეგ. რაოდენობაში ვფიქრობ, ევროპის მხარეს მკლავჭიდელთა რაოდენობა კიდეც გადაასწრო, დასავლეთის მხარეს კიდეც დაიხვეწა მკლავჭიდ და ზუსტად ამას ვაკეთებ, რომ ყოფილი კი არა ახლა ამჟამინდელი სპორტსმენებიდან და ლეგენდებიდან, როგორც არის ჯონი, როგორც არის ლარატი, მაიკ დოდი, ვაგენტი, რავი კიდე ბევრის ჩამოსვლა შეიძლება. ძალიან ბევრი ისწავლა ევროპელებმა და დახვეწილი გვაქვს ბევრად უკვე კლავჭიდი აქეთ ევროპის ფარეს და თუ აქეთ კიდე ჩვენ ციპლენკოვი, პუშკარი ბევრი ყავდა. ასე რომ მე ვფიქრობ, რომ ზუსტადაც რომ სწავლობთ და ძალიან დახვეწილია ევროპაში, ახლა მეტად დახვეწილია კლავჭიდი კიდევ უფრო.
So first of all, he said that the first part of your question about East versus West event, obviously level is rising, and it is very good to this East versus West event actually motivated the entire arm wrestling world in a whole another level, and this is very good that each event keeps getting better and better, not only like production wise, but also like the level of arm wrestling increases. Other than that, yeah, about these Western and Eastern poolers, he said that let alone Devon Larat and John Brzank are worthy to be studied by Eastern poolers and to learn from them. And exactly because of the subject throughout the history of arm wrestling, since Western poolers were there and Easterners like learned from them. Then he mentioned several names like Vigeant and others, Monster Michael Todd as well, and he could have mentioned so many other names as well, because of the fact that the Easterners learned from them, and then they did some more adjustments to it. Now Eastern poolers are actually taking it also a bit of a different level as well, and also he remarked one fact that Eastern poolers are way more right now. So like arm wrestling poolers are more. Yeah. Obviously, so many countries are involved. So yeah, that's basically that was his answer. Yeah. I mean, many people can learn from Westerners.
It's like so unfair, you know. They say like, you know, it's just stronger. You're talking about one country, and some athletes also, a few athletes came from Canada till today. And then you
two
say
countries,
you're talking about 50 countries, you know. So it is more like North America versus world, you know. That more like, so that is very, very hard. What you know, US is doing. If you compare country versus country, one country versus country, then the things would be much better in that favor maybe. Except the lightweights, that they are doing very well, you know. Like Michael gave very hard match to Ongarve in 115. Devon easily beat Prudnik except round one, and then Jerry won against Gennady and this. So they are doing very well, you know. And 95 kilo, Pauline is the title holder. So they are very well. So those four categories, 95, 105, 115 and over, there are three of them from North America.
Zurab just asked me if he understood properly. He understood properly.
რეალურად ორი ქვეყანა მსოფლიოს წინააღმდეგ კი არა. რეალურად ზუსტად ისე გამოდის. ამერიკის შეერთებული შტატები და კანადა ტერიტორიით იმხელაა, რომ ევროპაზე უფრო დაჟე ევროპას აღემატება ეგ ორი ქვეყანა და ფაქტიურად ერთი და იგივე ტერიტორიაზე იგივეა.
მოსახლეობის რაოდენობის მიხედვით ალბათ თან.
ხო, ტერიტორიითაც ევროპა, ამერიკა და კანადა არის ევროპას დიდი დაჟე.
So he agreed what you said, obviously, and he was also saying the same. But now he also
population
pointed out population and also the sheer size of USA and Canada is basically bigger than Europe.
But
whenever we say East, we are not talking about Europe.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So many people told you actually
there is also Asia as well, you know.
So many suggestions were like go against Asia and Europe, battle each other, and then it would be.
By the way, I want to make an announcement, and there is the match. It is gonna be changed. Haji Murat Zolev is gonna pull Chechnya event at the beginning of April, and April 23rd, which is only 13 days before East versus West. He's gonna pull the Russian nationals, and he has to compete Russian nationals. He has a good reason, and the guy is 85 kilo, so he is pulling 85 kilo match 13 days before the East versus West, and his East versus West title match that I was thinking to set was in 95 kilo. So we thought that, and he also said that he wants to pull in 85 kilo. So most likely in July event, he will be pulling 85. His match is not going to happen with Pauline, but Pauline, Rob, he's going to pull against Sacho Andre. So this is the announcement I wanted to make. Pauline will, they both go inside. It is going to be so we will see. We will see. They both go inside. They both have good side pressure. And Rob, were you surprised when you saw Pauline on round 3 against Rustam? He tried 2 times, like something like outside, but we know that Rustam has very dominant hand. To attack in there is just like not many people have been successful, especially last 15-20 years in his category. We didn't really see. Yeah, and then Rob Paul went totally in, and then of course that Rustam got injured, but still it looked very effective movement. Whenever
I think what these guys do, like Rustam, Sasho, I think it's not just their strength and how efficient they are at getting in a hook. They know how to set up. They know how to use their physicality and their body in such an efficient way, and they're so crisp with it that sometimes trying to top roll them gets you in more trouble than just going with it. And that's something I learned with Sasho. Even his setup was so protected that maybe trying to top roll him was more aggravation than just trying to hook him. But with Rustam, the first 2 matches kind of went like I thought, and the third match, Paul got a nice stick on him. I would have liked to seen it play out though, because I also know that Rustam is that guy that has no problem grinding for like 3 minutes, and he's a very when you watch some of the matches like him and Zoloev and stuff, that sometimes getting into matches, stopping somebody, there's still, I'd like to have seen it play out. And I mean, that's no fault to anybody for Rustam or Paul, and Paul had a much better game plan, I would say. But I mean, those guys like that, they do grind for 3, 4, 5 minutes. I've seen Rustam and Zoloev more than a few times pull for like 3 minutes once the match stops. So stopping a guy is sometimes that, but who knows how close it was to beating him. And also Rustam looked like he needed a few more months of prep. He looked like he pulled a me, where he took some time off and then now he's coming back to the sport. I mean, that's one of the most dominant guys ever in the sport. He embodies, if there's ever anybody on a legends list, he's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah. Still, we can't take away anything from Paul. He went there.
Well, I'm not taking anything away from him at all. The situation was what it was. But from an analytical standpoint, it would have been interesting to see had he not hurt his back. Because just because Rustam flashed or went to the pad quick, and then in round 3 the match stopped, he's still incredibly strong in that grind.
Yeah.
And I know that Paul is too. It's just I can't make definitive seeing Rustam pull for how long now. I mean, I can't make a definitive prediction on what would have happened.
Yeah. And can you ask Roman, what do you think about this new matchup? Pauline versus Sasha.
Zurab, Paulinis და Sasha შეხვედრაზე რას ფიქრობ?
Just 1 second.
Paulinis და Sasha's.
Sion, I'm not fake. I'm not fake, my friend. Okay, go ahead.
Paulinis და Sasha რომან?
ხო.
Sasha მოიგებს. Sasha ფავორიტია. მოიგებს.
He thinks Sasha is favorite. He's gonna win. Sasha gonna win.
You think Sasha is gonna win?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are thinking that Zola would be better for Paul. I mean, Sasha never beat Zola. Like I saw them at least 2 times. In one of them, Zola won when Sasha was trying to go sleep, and the second time he hooked him and beat him. So Zola is not any weaker opponent. I'm not saying that Sasha cannot beat Zola, But to say that Zoloev is weaker than Sasha, I mean, it is just a big.
The other
big,
thing too is Zoloev looks like in the years past, he's been working more of his top roll better too. So he can do both. When you see the way he pulled Todd Hutchings, the way he had a lot more full hand control. You know, the first time him and Todd pulled, Todd beat him 6-0. And then the next time they pulled, he beat Todd 6-0. So he developed.
No, he beat Paul 3-2.
No, when Zoloev pulled Todd.
Yeah, 3-2. Zoloev beat him 3-2.
He beat him 3-2. Oh, well, I think he went in the hook with him willingly one time, and then he ground him out.
Already he lost one round there. It was 3-1. After 3-1, he went to inside, but it was 3-1 then.
Yeah, hook was very last round. Yeah.
Yeah, hook was the fifth round because he guaranteed the match 3-1. So they both went to inside.
Okay. But it was the 3 wins were very controlled, and his top roll looks like when you have somebody that can do both at the highest level, it's really difficult to know what they're going to do. So I think Zoloev, in a lot of ways, is super dangerous. You know, different than Sasha, but super dangerous.
Yeah, but you saw that, right? The one of the matches Zoloev beat Sasha was also inside.
Oh, with what, Sasha?
Yeah, Zoloev hooked Sasha, and then
yeah, I only saw the one where he top rolled him. I was talking about when Todd Hutchings pulled Zoloev.
No, I understand, but Zoloev still, even here, is like
yeah,
good.
Well, Zolev's had a top of the line hook for how many years now? 15 years or more?
Yeah, a little bit more. He was just very good hook, but whenever he pulled up, when he pulled Todd Hutchings was like about 36 hours before the match. He was 97 kilo, probably. He was a little bit over 100 because he was cutting weight by water, and he was probably 220, and Zoloev was about 91 kilo against 200 pounds, but still in the hook. Todd Hutchings was better. It's not that easy to beat Todd. Todd is not really hooking you, but he's going more like.
Yeah, he uses a lot of shoulder and elbow drive, and Zolev's more muscular. Todd is like structure.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think it's gonna be so. Let's go a little bit about the other matches and the opinions. And I would like to start with Zurab. Zurab, what do you think about? I know you are from Georgia, but what do you think about Devon?
Here we go again.
Gennady.
Devon Gennady, that's it.
იქედან გამომდინარე რომ რუდნიკთან ასე თუ ისე მაინც გაუჭირდა დევონს მოგება კი მოუგო აჯობა 3-0 მოუგო უპირობოდ აჯობა მაგრამ იმიტომ მართლა არ არის იმიტომ რომ ქართველი ვარ მაგრამ გენადის მოგებას ვფიქრობ რომ გენადი ახლა უფრო პიკში იმყოფება თავისი ფორმის და დევონი აი როგორც პოგნიკთან იყო თუ იგივე მომზადებული იქნება და იმაზე უფრო მეტი არ იქნება ისა გენადი მოუგებს აუცილებლად.
So Zurab said that even though Prudnik was beaten by Devon quite dominantly regardless the score, he believes that Gennady is much more threat for Devon, and if Devon gonna be prepared as much as he was against Prudnik, but just only the weight will be higher, then he has practically no chance against Gennady. Things.
And if he becomes also stronger physically, like almost the same shape that he was against
Levan,
yeah.
ანუ ლევანის წინააღმდეგ რო იყო, აი დაახლოებით ისეთი სერიოზულობით რომ მოეკიდოსო და ისეთი მძიმე წონითაც რო იყოსო, მაინც გენადი.
აი, არა, მაშინ უკვე სხვანაირად ვიფიქრებდი რა. მაშინ
ხო და ეხლა ეგრე იქნება
50-50 თუ იგივე სერიოზულობით მოეკიდება ამ შეჯიბს, როგორც ლევანისთან, მაშინ უკვე აღარ ვიცი. მაშინ გენადის ფავორიტად ვეღარ ჩავთვლი. მაშინ 50-50 ალბათ.
Oh, so if Devon takes it as seriously as he took a match against Levan, then odds are 50-50 in that case. Yeah, 50-50. He cannot just say clearly.
Listen, Devon is a smart guy. He knows how
That's for sure.
Gennady is coming to this match. Anyone who is pulling against Devon Larratt, especially from East, is seeing this match as the match of their life, the biggest opportunity. Devon is one of the best ever pullers, and this guy is by far the most famous puller. So if you are pulling Devon, that is an opportunity to show yourself. So, and then Devon knows this, and that's Devon will come. I don't think that he will come here like by underestimating Gennady. And there is a super chat so quickly. I will read. Eric Mesder. Engin, what are your thoughts about the arm wrestling whisperer? He's famous TikTok arm wrestler. Have you heard of him? Would you put him in a match? Yeah, anything is possible. That guy is very good ambassador of the sports. Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm not saying I will, but I mean it could, be possible. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, and you, Rob, you know who Gennady is.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I fashion myself to be. I'm not on the line as much anymore, but I'm still a humongous fan of the sport that watches whatever videos come my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Gennady's got the kind of style I like. I mean, he's aggressive and he's versatile. He can throw his shoulder in there. He can top roll. He can flop. I mean, he's a whole package. And I think he can get a sneaky win or two in there on Devon, maybe in the early rounds if he kind of gets Devon outstretched and kind of bangs his shoulder in on him. But I just think Devon's going to be too conditioned, too strong, too tiring, Devon's an anaconda, and he lets people get their breath, and then he constricts them. And it's not just the waiting game, but he's incredibly strong in his angles. And I think with him being healthy and trained, we're gonna, it might be a coming of a new era, and he might even be able to, with the new data with Levon, make a true blue real charge for the #1 spot. And I know Devon likes to troll and talk and get people's feathers ruffled and stuff, but I do think there is some validity with the level he's at right now. That if you put anyone on the other side of the table with him, with what I'm guessing his form is, I'm not really betting against him. I think he's the favorite in any match he takes.
Yeah, maybe exception with Levon.
Well, I think, Devon's a very calculated individual, and he's got a lot of faith in his frame and his structure, and being healthy goes a long way. And I think what he saw with Hermes, I think a lot of people are thinking of things a little bit differently after what Hermes did. And of course, Hermes is strong and big and capable in his own right. It's not saying that anybody can do what Hermes did, but I think another guy in the top 5, top 10 has got to be thinking that it's plausible now. They got to see some chink in the armor, whether it's conditioning or he has trouble with that flop press. I mean, I got to say that Jerry's got to be licking his lips about that match. So, yeah, I mean, for me, Devon's a favorite with anybody at this point in time.
I understand. And as a North American, of course, you are supporting your teammate, right?
No, I'm not like that at all. I mean, I'm really, I try to keep it as honest as I can. I just think that Devon's in a super match setting, round of 6, and how good Devon is in the straps and that bottom end where people fade out and die on him. I just think he's too proficient and too hard to keep him out of his lanes. It's not a North American thing. It's not. I don't only vote for North Americans.
No. That's not what I meant.
Oh.
Other than your opinion, we heard that lately you and Devon went a little bit back and forth, but it doesn't matter, right? You are supporting your fellow North American team, West.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, Devon likes to troll everybody. I think that he might wake up his wife and his kids with trolling them daily. I mean, he just likes to get things going and get people talking, and in some ways it's really good for the sport. So I mean, Devon's still a buddy of mine. We jawed at each other, but that's about as far as it went. You know what I mean?
That's what I want, because some people just watch that and they judge by what they see. I just wanted to clarify that, you understand? And they are like, oh, now they're enemies, they like drama, you understand? People like
No,
drama.
no,
Yeah,
zero angst or hatred or anything. It
yeah,
was a night that Devin enjoys that kind of stuff, and because I talk loud and fast, people think I'm always angry.
yeah. So, but it is a powerful West team, huh? Very powerful West team.
Yeah, I think this team, when I look at the roster, the team coming in this time, it seems like we're well represented. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate that Todd won't be able to make it out there because I mean he would have just added to that level up. But I mean the team we got is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's go with Zurab, another Georgian, Revas versus Chefi. Zurab.
Abar raspikov. Revas da Dave.
მართლა არ ვიცი ლაკაზე რა უნდა ვთქვა, იმიტომ რომ გამძლეობაში რომელიმე მაჯობოს თქო მაგასაც ვერ ვიცი, გამძლეობაში ვფიქრობ ორივეს მინუსია გამძლეობა. გვერდით იმიწოლა ჩემს უფრო ძლიერი აქვს და 50-50-ზე ვიტყოდი რა. რევას ტოპროლი აქვს უკეთესი, ჩემს გვერდით იმიწოლა. აი არ ვიცი. რა მოხდება ნამდვილად? ტოპროლში რევაზი ჯობს, ხარში გვერდით იმიწოლაში შეიფა.
Okay. Well, it's hard to say who would win because one guy has the advantage in some points over the other. He said that top row, Revas can top row better in this case, but side pressure is Dave's better capability. So he thinks that it will be 50-50. Endurance, both are kind of struggling with endurance. So that's why he thinks that 50-50 because top roll is Revas better, but side pressure, Dave is better.
I understand. Well, there is one super chat from a guy that likes to finance East versus West. Pauline, thank you for your super chat. Can't wait for East versus West 7, an opportunity to travel with such a great group and be on the same team. See you fellas there. Thank you, Pauline. It is always an honor to host you here, my friends. And wish you good luck. Wish also Sasha good luck. People are saying you are underdog, heavily underdog. And it was the same when you were pulling against Rustam. So let's see how it will be. And how about you, Dave Chefi versus Revas? You know Revas.
Yep. Yeah. I've seen him come at people a lot. Is he predominantly a top roller?
Yes,
he's a top roller.
But he surprised me when Morozov hooked him. He also gave Morozov big trouble. Morozov like almost losing, and Hardy from here raised him up and then beat him.
Yeah, so he might have a little more body strength than some of the other guys that have tried to top roll Dave. I mean, outside of the way he matched up with Levon, and maybe he's even bigger and thicker. Dave's got a ton of power, and endurance might be a problem depending on who. But after seeing Dave pull a big, long, incredible top roll like Vitali, and getting in there and grinding it and having the heart to push it through, I have a hard time betting against Dave unless it's a very small group of people, but it's not a match that's going to surprise me either way, because Revaz didn't get to the position and beating the guys he's beaten by getting lucky. He's also very capable. So that one for me is a 50-50, but if I had to bet, I'd be leaning on Dave just for the raw horsepower.
More side pressure.
Yeah. Arm, side, power. Yeah, just raw.
And then we have Vitaly Laletin versus Tobias Zurab with left arm.
Left arm, marțchen.
People, Zurab, people are thinking that this is a mismatch, and I kind of don't see it that way, because I mean I saw when Morozov tried to top roll Tobias round 1 when they put super match. Tobias top roll him and beat him, and one round he slip his hand barely, you understand? And then he beat him in a hook, he just spinated grip and then he hooked him. I don't think that Laletin has that kind of ability. So he will go topple versus topple, and both of these guys have incredible grip, hand strength. And Tobias is about 193, and the other guy is 205, very high, tall. And how does Zurab see this match?
ზურაბ, ესე იგი ტობიასი და ვიტალიძე საუბარი მარცხენა ხელში ორივე აქვსო ძალიან მაგარი ხელში მოჭერა, რომ ამ გასხლეტვის შემთხვევაში ორივეს გახუჭირდება, ასე თქვა გასხლეტვა, თუ მეორეს არ უნდაო. ხაზი გაუსვა ასევე, რომ ტობიასმა მოროზოვს ზემოდან თავისუფლად მოუგო, პროსტა მოროზოვმა მერე ფუქში აჯობაო და ანუ ბევრი ფიქრობსო, რომ ეს არ არისო თანაბარი ურთაბრძოლა და ვიტალი მოუგებსო, მაგრამ ტობიასი არ არისო ხელსამოსაკრავი და შენი აზრი აინტერესებს.
მე ვფიქრობ, რომ ტობიასი მოიგებს.
Oh, he thinks that Tobias will win. Yeah, he thinks.
Yeah,
Tobias
I mean,
will win.
I'm not saying that Tobias is gonna win, but to say that Tobias doesn't have any chance at all is just like, I mean, probably they don't know much about him.
ახალგაზრდა ვითარდება და ვფიქრობ, ხა უკვე კარგ ფორმაში იქნება. ტობიასის მოგებას ვფიქრობ მე.
So Zurab pointed out Tobias's age. He's young, and so it means since then he could have also gained more and got better. So he thinks Tobias has the W on this one.
Yeah, and another thing that just if people wants to watch, like for example, people says Laletin's left is better than right, but whenever he was pulling against Zaranov, you will see Zaranov beating Laletin with left, while Laletin was beating him with right. You remember Zurab? You remember, right? At WAF. Yeah. So I mean, Laletin's incredible, but it's not like that. The Zaranov with the back pressure and side pressure. I have seen him beating. I'm not saying again Tobias is gonna beat, but it is not like Tobias is not as weak as people are thinking, and Laletin is not as unbeatable as people are thinking. So Laletin may still win, but it is not like that. You understand? People just probably going by the name, And Rob, do you know these pullers, especially Laletin, but do you know Tobias?
I know him from watching them at the East versus West, and I saw a few of the matches, and then I, did a Google search. So yeah, I watched some of the videos about him. He looks great. Looks like a great puller, and I agree with what you're saying. I mean, I think at face value, it's fair to make Laletin the favorite, but that's what all sports are made out of. Is they're really built on the upsets and the heavy favorites falling, and a person who shouldn't be there rising. The champions and legends can get made in a moment, and I think that for people to say that anybody in any of the matches doesn't belong there is a little unfair, maybe with the exception of a few matches, but this isn't one of them. I'd give Vitaly the nod just because of his longevity and his dominance, but like you said, it's somewhere in the middle, right? Like Tobias is better than people are thinking, and Laletin's not quite as far away as people want to think. So I guess it'll be one of those matches that comes in, and we'll know the truth when they start banging.
Yeah. Who is his hand will handle the pressure more?
I do think that Vitaly's probably got a different skeleton in lane than a lot of the guys he's been beating. So that always poses a problem, but someone can unlock it.
Mm-hmm. There is a super chat, Douglas Erlich. Thank you for your super chat, Douglas. In my opinion, this is the best West team yet. East versus West is the best thing to happen to arm wrestling. And he is ask Zurab if he is getting his nails done.
Zurab შემს ჭხილებს რომ იკეთებო თუ ეგეთი გა. Yeah, he's getting it done, in special places.
Well, what is that about? What's that joke? I didn't understand. Why he needs to?
რატო არის ხუმრობა თუ იცის ხო რა ვიცი გითხრას თვითონ ვერ გაიგო რატო იხუმრა იმიოც.
Okay, what's the story?
რამე არის ისეთი ამბავი?
Dogma დაწერა კომენტარი. ხო?
Oh. I think he knows what's the story behind. But შეიძლება
you know,
გითხრა რა
საჭმელს
ისტორია?
ჭამდით ერთად, საჭმელს ჭამდით ერთად და Dogma მეხუმრა რომ ისე Zurab ისეთ მოწესრიგებული ბიჭია, მე მგონი ფილებსაც კი იკეთებსო და ეს ხუმრობა დარჩა.
They were having a dinner together, like he and then Douglas mentioned that Zurab is so much taking care of himself. He thought that also his nails would be done by a special.
okay.
No,
That's why.
Okay. And then let's go to the next one. Arif Ertem versus Dizaranov. Zurab.
არიფი მოიგებს აუცილებლად.
Arif, his favorite, he's
Arif.
gonna win for sure.
Arif will win for sure, he says.
Yes.
Hmm.
ძალიან ძლიერია და შეუძლია მძიმეწონებთან ბრძოლა. მე ვფიქრობ, რომ კიდე ისე არ ემზადება, რამდენიც მას შეუძლია. ბევრი შეუძლია ვფიქრობ.
Oh, he
Arif.
thinks that Arif actually can do even better than he has done so far, because if he takes even more seriously and if he prepares even harder than what we have seen, it will surpass his achievements that he have already shown us. So he's gonna be able to beat.
Mm-hmm. And Rob, do you know these athletes?
Yep. Yeah. After watching, is it Arif? Arif, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Arif, yeah. Arif.
Arif. After watching, he's the one who pulled Corey West, right?
Yeah, he's the one who pulled Corey West.
Yeah. So, we all know how good Corey is and how strong his hand and wrist and everything is, and his ability to be as explosive and proficient and powerful as he was. Yeah, I think that's his match to win or lose.
Yeah, but do you know his opponent? Have you seen him, Dizaranov?
Yeah, I think he was on the same card, wasn't he, against Sergey?
Yeah, Kalinishenko. He was one before. East
Yep,
versus
yep.
5. Yeah, he was.
I don't know a lot about his career. I know he had a long-running career, like he took a layoff and came back, correct?
Yeah, before he quit WAF, he won the Worlds 2019 over Ivan Matushenko and Alexander Getalo. Very strong guy. So you both are thinking that Arif is the favorite?
Oh, I just think until proven otherwise, Arif's running real hot. I mean, he looks like he's just really comfortable and proficient with what he's doing, and he moves pretty fast for a big man. And I like the fact that he gets a little bit wound up. He's an aggressive dude.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then we go to another one. And how do you see Pauline versus Sasha, Rob? Paul is from your team.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna, I told Paul that at least I can give him the data I know from gripping Sasha, from feeling him a little bit, whatever I can offer. I think if we work on the general plan to keep Sasha out of his lanes, that's a lot of what arm wrestling is kind of trying to implement what you want to do while taking away what the other guy wants to do. And I think Paul's capable of it for sure. It's just a matter of, Sasha's no dummy either, and he knows what his shortcomings are and what his strengths are, and he's very proficient at getting there. So we're just going to have to do as much schoolwork as we can. But I would say Paul's very capable of winning that match. I can't pick a favorite because Sasha's also super capable, so it's going to be in their preparation.
Very good match.
Yeah, I think it's a very fair match. I mean, I'm pulling for Paul, and I think on a capability level, he definitely can do it. It's just going to come down to doing the homework and the schoolwork. That's it. He's a bigger man, but Sasha's been winning for a reason. He's not been buying those trophies in a Cracker Jack box. He's been earning them. But I wouldn't be surprised if we come in with a winning recipe and Paul takes it.
Yeah.
Zurab is asking what happened with Pauline and Zoloev.
Zoloev, I think I explained. Were you not here, Roman, when I explained?
I don't think it got translated.
But I have not translated. So could you please
ეგან
repeat?
იყო საუბარი და მეთქი ისე შესაძლო გადაწევაზე იყო საუბარი და ნუ ჩაანაცვლა ზალოები.
So Zurab is saying that previously was talk about this one, and was he
Okay,
replaced by
you want
Sasha?
me to explain to you so you can translate?
Yeah, like briefly, because
Okay. Zolev is pulling Chechnya event 1 month before the East versus West at 85 kilo. His
Mhm.
super match in May is 95 kilo. I said, okay, there is 1 month, so he can gain weight in 1 month, some at least, because he is never 95 kilo. He's always 91 kilo, 92 maximum.
ზალოებმა თვითონ თქვა რომ ვერ მოვიმატებ წონასო და მაგით თქვა არის.
Let me finish
agis
with you.
ეხა იხსნის და მოგიყვება.
Yeah. And
Okay.
after this, I said, okay. But then I also found out that he is pulling Russian national championships, again 85 kilo, what I was told, and only 13 days before East versus West. So
Okay.
13 days before East versus West, he's pulling Russian nationals. Just imagine if this guy got injured. What am I gonna do? If
Yeah.
this guy, I told them already that listen, if you are pulling a East versus West world title match, you better not lose somewhere and come here because that match is gonna get canceled, you know. You understand?
Yeah,
It's not about
exactly.
Zolev or something. You come in here, and then if somebody just beats someone, you understand? And or if you get injured or something, you understand? So it is not right that 13, it's not Zolev's fault. I'm not blaming him. It is just, I just think that it is not a risk that I can take. Also, Zolev, I found out that he thought that he was pulling 85 kilo in July. Arsene Liliev was doing the translation. So he translated him. He misunderstood me. Arsene misunderstood me. I told him 95 kilo in May and 85 kilo in July because the guy is making 85 easily. So Zolev thought that his 95 kilo was canceled already and only pull in July. So yesterday I shared the poster and I sent the poster, event poster to both Pauline and Zolev. And Zolev told me that, Engin, I'm not pulling. Why you made this post? And I was like, you're not pulling? Are you serious? He said, yeah, Arsene told me that I'm pulling in July. So there was a problem with the communication because he said he is pulling 2 events. And he said he won't be ready. And then I said, Arsene, listen, this is not how we talk. He said, I can convince him to pull May. And then I found out that, you know, that about the Russian thing 13 days ago. So I said, okay, you're right. You know, we shouldn't do that. You understand? It is not like if I knew that, I wouldn't set that match at all. 1 month
That
is
dude's
okay.
a problem at 85. He is a problem at 85 kilo. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Let's see. Most likely he's gonna pull the winner of Brandon Assessor versus David Kamusha.
Yeah, I will briefly translate what you said, Engin. Zurab, ესე იგი, ასეთი სიტუაცია იყო, ცოტა ჩახლებული სიტუაცია რა. სანამ ამ მაისში იქნებოდა ეს ამ ისტორიის შეხვედრა, ზოლუევი გამოდის ერთი თვით ადრეო ჩეჩნიას იმაზეო, რა ქვია, ტურნირზე. და ამან იფიქრა 85 კილოში და ენგინმა თავიდან იფიქრა რომ ერთ თვეში 10 კილოს მოიმატებდა ან დაახლოებით ეგრე რომ 95 კილოზე გამოსულიყო. მე აღმოაჩინა ენგინმა რომ 13 დღით ადრე ან 2 კვირით ადრე კიდე გამოდის სხვა ტურნირზე რუსეთში ზოლუევი ისევ 85 კილოში და კაროჩე გავუსვა ხაზი, იმიტომ რომ შანსი არ არისო ახლა რამე რო დაგემართოს ამ ტურნირზეო აქ all-in ხდებოდა იმაზე რა ხო 95 მსოფლიოს ასე ვთქვათ title match არის ხო და
ანუ ერთი შეჯიბრი რო გადაწიოს კი, მაგრამ 2 შეჯიბრი და თან ასე მალე ერთი თვით ადრე ერთი შეჯიბრი შეიძლება.
სუსტად ეგრე თქვა და 13 დღით ადრეო გამორიცხულიაო და
მართალია ეგენი მართალია.
Yeah. Zurab said that he would also have done the same just for precautions, you know, because of the such a tournament, high-level tournament. Zoloev may, we don't know, but he may get injured. That's what Zurab agreed.
ერთი თვეში დრო არის, მაგრამ
it's understandable.
როცა კიდე მეორე შეჯიბს გადაწევდა 15 დღე
Makes sense, right?
Makes sense. Exactly. Zurab is also siding.
Yeah,
that
so
he
that's
understands
normal that I can take as a like world title match. So another one, Zurab told me that Bacho Saginashvili would beat many guys. They said that he is incredibly strong. And people don't know about Bacho. Bacho is a very young kid and very powerful. But he, because of, like, I saw him in 2019. he was like 14, 15 years old. The next year we had COVID thing, and then 2021 Georgians couldn't participate, and then last year is the same. So this guy is crazy strong, and these years he couldn't show himself anywhere. So many people from Georgia asked me to set a match for this guy. They said, Engin, you are not going to be disappointed. And I said, okay, I believe you guys. And because I like to give chances to, if people are talking that heavily, you know, so I set him with Adam Borzinski. And can you ask Zurab, what does he expect from this match?
ზურაბ, ესე იგი შესავალი გააკეთა ბაჩოზე და შენ რას ფიქრობ მის და ადამის შეხვედრაზე?
ანუ
95 იმაშია, ხო იცი კილოგრამზე.
კი, ეს ბიჭი ახლა დიდი ხანია მე არც მინახავს ევროპას და მსოფლიოზე, იმიტომ რომ ფაქტიურად არ ტარდება ევროპის და მსოფლიოს ჩემპიონატი და ჩვენთვის. ხო და ანუ აქ ქვეყნისში და ტურნირებში სადაც კი გამოდის, ფაქტიურად ხელსაც ვერ უჩერებს ვერავინ და ძალიან მარტივად იგებს შეჯიბრებებს და ადამიანთან არ ვიცი თუ ბოჟიდართან იმდენი იჭიდავა, თუ შეუვარდადგა და თუ მართლა რეალურად იჭიდავა ბოჟიდართან, მაშინ ვფიქრობ რომ ბაჩო მოუგებს. იმიტომ რომ ანუ ეს ბიჭი ძალიან ძლიერია, იმიტომ ვისაც ახლოს შეხება აქვს მაგ ბიჭთან, მე სხვა ქალაქში ვარ, ის სხვა ქალაქში. ვინც ახლოდან იცის მაგ ბიჭის ხელი თუნდაც ვარჯიშებზე, ამბობენ რომ სასწაული ძალის პატრონია და თუ ასეა, ალბათ ბაჩო მოიგებს.
Yeah. So lack of information is there for Zurab. He really doesn't know how powerful either of those guys are. But considering the fact that he has information about both of them, for instance, if Adam was really at least had some bit of struggle against Bozhidar, and considering that Bacho is being like well known that even in nationals of Georgians, national championships, nobody can even stop him, that he thinks that Bacho would take the win on that case. But he cannot like really for sure say it because of the lack of information. But he thinks favorite is Bacho. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know about. Is it Bacho or Bako?
Bacho, it's Bacho. Bacho. Chill, Bacho.
You probably don't know about Bacho, right?
He has heard about.
I've seen a couple of videos because it was coined as like Levon's cousin or something. I saw a few videos, but again, when you see these like highlight reels, it's hard to know based on who they're pulling. If you're pulling really good guys, or if you're pulling, a lot of people can look like Superman depending on who they're pulling. So he may be great, or he may be really good, or he may be something, higher or lower than what we're talking about. Hard to know without a common opponent. It's really hard to draw, but we know that Adam is got a ton of endurance and a ton of grit, and he's well coached. So I don't know enough about the other guy to make an educated opinion. If he's good enough to come in and compete with or beat Adam, then he's certainly the real deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We will see. Like, it is a big question mark.
That's what's beautiful about this, though, right? For so long, there's been nothing that's really gotten everyone together. Even WAF, you wouldn't get the real top guys for one reason or another, whether it was too much money, conflicting in schedule, whatever. You wouldn't get the real top guys from the West. You'd get a lot of them from the East, but not all of them. But you're really pulling from all the different continents the very, very top guys, and it's answering a lot of questions that haven't been answered for ever, maybe. It's never really been answered.
This is, my friend, this is East versus West is global level reality check. That's a global level.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of speculation out of it. So we all have questions, and that's what this is doing. It's taking the speculation away.
Yeah, and again, people need to understand that. I mean, you need to be very strong, and you need to have very big balls to step that stage. So losing there is the least funny thing, you understand? Like that you can make fun of it. I mean, it is just like an incredible level. There is nothing, higher than that. So, I mean, just I see like gladiators there, like old time, they just go to that. How do you call that place that they were fighting against each other? How do you
Yeah.
call that place, Roman?
The arena?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I basically told. I talked to Doug Ehrlich a lot, and I told him the same thing when he was coming out here to pull Coach Ray, and everyone said he was an underdog, and people were kind of giving him harassment online, like, "Where'd you come from? Who's Doug?" And I says, "You know what, Doug? If you're good enough to get the invite from Engen, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. That's already a win because." There are people who will pull talent for a show or the way they talk, or depending on what region they're from. And WAL didn't pull some guys because they couldn't speak English for the camera. You're really going on a talent-based pool for the most part. For like 98% of your guys, you're pulling guys that have a real resume. And every single match, each guy probably has their own level of state, national, world level events or matches under their belt. Everyone in the room is hyper accomplished or a super rising star. So, like you said, losing there it's really the highest level of competition that I've seen in the sport and probably ever.
Yeah. Whenever I said that there is nothing like funny about losing there, somebody said that they think that like I misunderstood you. Probably the guy missed the beginning of the conversation that we were talking about that whenever you said that there is nothing shame to losing against Sasha. That's I mean I would be my best shape, and then I would also lose against Sasha. It's not. I mean, beating the Sasha is something that incredible. Losing to him is not like any shame. The guy is. But again, I like the way that you are talking highly about Paul's chance against Sasha, and I think the way that he is pulling is probably very effective. Like I
Right.
haven't seen people trying to beat Sasha. More you pull, more he puts you here with the incredible side pressure. So the smart thing is to make him, because he's providing this with this solid angle here. So you need to attack on his pronator.
Yeah, you need to take out his shoulder and pronator.
Yeah. Anyone that I saw beating Sasha, they beat him mostly attacking on his, pronators to cut because the guy is getting his power here. So you need to put him. If you put him here, but he's still attacking his hand, he will still,
Yeah,
here is
and that's very similar to what we talked about. We kind of assessed that, and I mean, talking about it and becoming comfortable enough with doing it in real time is that's what we're going to work on.
I understand you. Let's see another one. Another one we go. Brandon Alcesor versus Samusha. Zurab.
Brandon.
Yes.
Yes.
ბრენდონი დიდი წონა ჩანს და რა წონა უნდა იყოს?
He's unsure about the weight. Is it 85? Again, 85 kg?
Yeah.
Because Brandon seems quite big. So 85 kilo.
Yeah, he was 90 kilo last time he pulled Craig Tuller. But he just
90 იყო
weight
ბოლოს რო კრეგს გადაუწიაო და ეხლა 85-ში იქნება რა.
დათოს მოგება უცინებლად.
სამუშია დავით.
ამ წონაში რავი, ჯერჯერობით დომინანტია ამ წონაში.
At this weight category, Zurab thinks that David is dominant. 85
Samusha
kg.
is dominant at 85 kilo. Okay,
Yes.
ask him another question. Tell him honestly. I know he's from Georgia. How about he thinks that he's gonna beat Brandon? This is his opinion. We never know. He also, the guy has some sticking point and incredible endurance, Brandon. So we will see what will happen. But since he thinks that he can beat Brandon, what does he think? Samusha, if he beats Brandon, but can he also beat Zoller?
The same weight category?
Yeah, 85 kilo.
85 კილოშიო. კაი, ვთქვათ რომ მოუგო SSOs დავითმაო. აი ეს ზოლუებზე რას ფიქრობ 85 კილოშიო? დავითი და ზოლუები.
მე რა თქმა უნდა დავითმა მინდა მოიგოს, მაგრამ თუ ობიექტურად შევაფასებთ, ზოლოევი იქნება ფავორიტი.
Obviously, he wants David to win, but objectively saying, he thinks that Zoloev will be favorite in that case.
Zoloev would be favored, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Zurab, can you ask? I mean, he doesn't, sound nice, but Zurab has no win against Zoloev, right? Zoloev has won against Zurab every time they pull.
Zurab, I'm very sure. Yeah, he understood what you said. Yeah. Yes.
იმიტომ რომ ჩემი პირველი შეჯიბრი იყო 2015 წელს ევროპაზე 2015 წელს გამოჩნდი 2015-ში მომიგო ორი ფინალი შემდეგ მომიგო 2018-მდე და იმის მერე უკვე აღარ შეხვედრივართ და ფიქრობ მე მაშინ მომიწია ზალოევთან შეხვედრა როცა ის კარიერის პიკზე იყო მე კი ვიწყებდი მაშინ უკვე აღმასვლას.
So he remarked two main facts. Basically, every time he met Zoloev, Zoloev was in his peak shape, and Zurab was just getting started. He first showed up in 2015 when Zurab started his career in Europe, and Zoloev beat him twice there. So basically, up to 2018, Zoloev kept beating him. But now I guess it would be. So when Zurab started the Armwrestling, Zoloev was already multiple world champion. So
yeah. And do you know Brandon? I'm sure you are following Brandon. He's from your country.
Yeah.
And
he's going to be coming to my house. He's coming to my house in I think 3 weeks to train.
Oh, that's good. I like that. You know what? I really like that, those Team West is meeting. Last time I saw, before they come here, I have seen, who did I see? I see Douglas, Pauline,
Craig,
Justin Bishop, and there was one more guy, I think.
Yeah, Craig Toulier and Artem.
They were all together. I love it. The team competition. I believe that those nations, instead of war and this, we need to compete against it. There is nothing. Those guys, of course, they are team. They want Team East, Team West to win. But at the end, or before, we just hug each other. At the end, they just go laugh. We get to know each other. There is nothing, even zero hate involved. They all became very good friends. But I love that competition, that level.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. We're all leaning on each other, trying to come together. They're going to try to help me with my match, and I'm going to try to give the data I know. And it's good that you're going to get to pull with guys on that level too, because it's a big country and we're spread out far apart. So in our little training groups, it's hard to get the kind of pressures you need, on that world level. You got to try to get creative with rubber bands or weights or things. But yeah, I know Brandon pretty good. I remember when he came into the sport ways back, and he's set to come here in a couple of weeks. So I have a good idea of what he's about.
It will be good training, I'm sure.
Yeah. I worry that the weight's a little light. I worry that the weight's a little light for him. I think that he's a bigger kid. He's got
this guy knows how to lose water.
But I think even 90 kilogram might have been light for him. He's probably more like a 220 guy. He's got a good level of musculature, and I think 85 might be light. And I do think that Brandon's got a lot of endurance and a lot of heart, and he's a dog in that dog fight. I mean, he really is. But I think Samusha's at that weight is his elbow, his arm, his ability to sit in that spot that's so strong and so sticky. He's going to be a tough hill to climb. And I think I agree that at that weight, aside from maybe Zoloev, I'll see what I can do with Brandon and how strong he may be and where his weight's really at. But I would say right now he's an underdog to some degree.
So you are saying on the paper, David looks favorite.
Yeah.
On the paper.
On the paper. Because 85 is small for that guy, and that does take its toll. Losing weight like that does take its toll.
There is another guy that may be slowly getting ready for David Samusha. Anyways, so
is that Is that, I thought that guy turned into a promoter.
Yeah, that guy. You know that guy?
I heard of him once. He's
You
supposed
did?
to be
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
good back in the day, though.
Yeah, he used to be. But just he has been. He's just dreaming. He's just fulfilling. And okay, let's go. Zurab, Alijan Muradov versus Cody Merritt.
Zurab,
ალიჟანი მოიგებს. ალიჟანი
Alijan will.
და
Alijan is gonna
ჩემი
win.
მარცხენა ხელი უკვე აღდგენილია 100%-ით და ზუსტად შემდეგი ივენთი როცა იქნება და ახლოვებით ზაფხულის ბოლოს თუ როცა იქნება, მე მინდა რომ ალიჟანს შევხვდეს სატიტულოში 105 კილო კატეგორიაში.
Oh, okay. So first of all, about the question, he said that Alijan would win, and then he mentioned his left arm is completely healed right now, and he asked you. It was the kind of type of ask for you, Engin. So next summer event of East versus West, he wishes to pull Alijan on left hand for 105 kg title, if it's
No,
possible. Obviously.
No.
No.
If
I know.
he didn't lose that terrible to Oleg Petrenko, he thinks that by competing there, he did the right decision. But whenever you lose like this, you don't pull the world title match.
პეტრენკოსთან ხელი ორი თვის
So you
გაწყვეტილი
needed to say, hello, Engin, I'm injured, cancel the match. But you went there, you
ენგინმა ფაქტიურად მარცხენა ხელი
tell him to be careful about his reputation.
All right. I see your point there, Engin.
Tell him.
Zurab, ასეთი სიტუაცია, მაშინ წინაზე ჩასვლაზეც გითხარი ერთხელ, რომ რაღაცნაირად ნაწყენიათ ვარ გაართხილე, რომ ხელი ნაწყენი ქონდა მარცხენაზე.
მაგრამ მე მეგონა მზად ვიყავი, იმიტომ რომ ვარჯიშობდი კარგად.
ხო და ოლეგთან რო ისე წააგეო, ხა ალიჟანთან სოფლიოზე ეგრე ვერ გამოხვალო რა. გამოდის რომ ოლეგს უნდა მოუგო ისევ ან რაღაც ეგეთი.
მე შემახვედროს ოლეგი კიდევ.
Well, like he could also pull Oleg if you want. Well, we will see, I guess. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he could pull me. My left hand is pretty good too.
Your left hand is good?
Yeah. I've won a lot of national titles left hand at 200, 220, 242. My left is good.
Maybe some point. Just let's focus on right arm this time.
Yeah.
Every time I said guys with left and right, and then people are, oh, why did you do that? Why did you say that?
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, the athletes are asking me. I asked Corey right arm match. He said, how about my left arm? I said, I mean, you want? He's like, oh yeah, left arm too. And then I give 4 hours break, and then still people blaze me. So then I'm like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So,
that's horse hockey. I don't.
What do you think about Alijan Muradov, Rob? Do you follow that guy?
I think he's incredible and definitely one of the best guys in the world. And I think the politically correct thing to do when you're on these types of teams and podcasts is always vote for your team, so it's not weird when you see the people on the plane or in the airport. But I'm definitely thinking that Alijan wins that.
You think he's gonna beat Cody Merritt?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
He looks too powerful. I mean, he's hyper impressive. And that's not saying Cody's not, but there's starts to be little levels. And I just think what that team brings and how prepared he is and the culture that he comes from. I mean, those guys have joints they're like titanium joints, and it's really hard to get through that once they get into that lane. And I could see him being in a top rollish type position, but I think that their joints and elbows and everything are so strong and so capable that you just got to be flat out stronger than the guy to beat him. And I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Do you realize that, the real Kazakhs, they are not so muscular. They look at Ongarbev. I mean, the Ongarbev doesn't even, look at him. During the press conference, I look at my right side, I saw Michael. And then look at my left side, I saw Ongarbev. And I was like, I know it's not about the size, but you are not talking about the bodybuilder when you talk about Michael. If Michael has good size for that weight, it means something, you understand? And Ongarbev, the way that he performs, as you said, how you describe, it's your mother language. and you are very good about expressing yourself. The way that you express the joints, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you are spot
Yeah,
on,
he's
man.
like
Spot
those
on.
guys
Yeah.
over there, those Kazakhs are like they're like Bruce Lee. They've taken the ability to develop their body and make it, they're like the next level for arm wrestling evolution. They take a body that shouldn't be able to do something and do it at the highest level. I mean, when you see, I'm a big fan of Talgat. Is it Akhtayev? Talgat Akhtayev?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of him, how explosive and fast and strong he is. I mean, there's a guy that's doing things. Imagine if you could take that hard wiring and that conditioning and put it on somebody that has the muscles and the bone structure to back that up. It's just a real testament to their coaching and that they've become super proficient at what they do with what they're working with. You know, if you put that on a very big skeleton with a very strong muscular guy, now you have somebody that's the next evolution of the sport.
Yeah, I pull Aktaev at Locator. I was in good shape, and I'm a quick guy, fast guy. Like ready go, like he hit me. Like I felt the backside of my shoulder. There was something happened there, but I catch him, and then we were like this. He hooked me, but I still had pronator. And then he got a foul. And the second start, I realized that if I try to go that way, it may be bad for me. You go and then you stay here. So what I did was just with a drag hook, you know, I ready go. We hit again at the middle, and then I drag him on his bicep and beat him. Round one. My back shoulder so terribly get injured because of the hit that he hit.
Oh, the sideways hit is what hurts your shoulder like that.
Yeah, the one that he hit, you know, of course, my pronator, forearm, everything handled, but it's not that on your forearm is handled. You have a hit that way, you understand? So backside of my shoulder got injured. The rest of the tournament, I pulled with injured shoulder. I ended up third. He came from B side, and he won the gold. I and him at the B side semifinal, I couldn't pull, you know, because we took a break until the evening. And I was like, my shoulder, you know, after it gets cold, you understand, between, you know, qualification and finals, it becomes even worse. You know how it is.
That's the same exact injury. That's the same exact injury that I struggle with right back there, that the side pressure hurts. I heard it when I pulled Marcio, that same side aggressive, choppy hit, and I felt something go. But hey, Engin, I got to go pick up my daughter. So rain check on the rest of this interview.
Yeah. Can I ask you one last thing quickly?
Sure.
Yeah, because this is the last one I checked. Irakli Zrakashvili versus Kidirgali Ongarbev.
Wow. I would say right now, based on what I saw with Irakli and John and Ongarbayev and John, I'm betting on Ongarbayev. His hand, he protects his hand in such a way that it's not susceptible, and his relentless top roll, I don't think he would gas out and give up. Personally, I think that match was John's to win against Irakli, and maybe somewhere his endurance faded and he got caught in a spot. I think if John pulled Irakli again, he'd probably beat him. But I would say that based on performances, I don't think it'll be easy, but I'm betting on Ongarbayev.
Okay, but that's a good match, huh?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, Irakli looks super diesel, and he's getting better every time we see him, and his top roll is super crisp. But I just think that the way Ongarbayev sets up and pulls in the straps and protects his hand, he's going to be very hard if you take a top roll lane with him. When we saw John beat him, John used a lot of his wrist power and kind of turned him palm up out of that top roll lane. But when he could stay out there and kind of like load back, when he pronates out.
Whenever he over promoted, instead of focusing here so much, I think that if you would focus more, just cutting the combi, because you are here, you do this.
Right.
Once you are turned this way, you can use your tricep
right.
now. Is
and I think that at some point in time, Irakli, in that, even if they stand tall, I think his wrist will buckle if he gets eager on Ongarbayev. I mean, that's another nod to the Kazakhs. He's right on top of the food chain in that country, and he's just checking all the boxes for everything that makes a complete athlete in this sport. So it'll be a good match. But I think as the match goes on, I'm not going to bet against him.
Yeah. Well,
But
the last
I'm going
thing
to
I
go
want
pick
to
up my
say.
daughter.
Okay, you
I'm
take
going to
care.
sign off.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
we'll catch
thank you
up
for being
soon.
my guest. Yeah,
Yes,
keep it
Take
like
care,
love
that,
you
man.
brother.
guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet you.
I
Okay.
also
You as
wanna
well.
mention that, you know, just because John ended up here overpronated, sometimes you don't choose to be there. Just sometimes the power and everything forces you to end up there. Can you ask Irakli about this match?
Zurab, you mean? ირაკლისზე და ონგორბაევზე რას ფიქრობ?
ო, რას ვფიქრობ, რა თქმა უნდა, ირაკლის მოგება მინდა და ირაკლის მხარეს ვიქნები, მაგრამ სწორი შეფასება იქნება, რომ 55-45-ზე ონგარბაევის სასარგებლოდ, ონგარბაევს მაინც ფავორიტად ჩავთ.
Obviously, he wants Irakli to win and he will root for Irakli. But 55-45 favorite is objectively Ongorbaev in this case.
So he thinks that
Ongorbaev is a favorite, yeah.
Yeah.
5%.
I mean, I kind of say that, like, Irakli is no way weaker than Ongarbaev. Irakli is very strong, but I kind of think that Ongarbaev has more control, you know, he's more control, you know, and that is, like, I'm not sure if Irakli can gas Ongarbaev out, you know, like he did to John.
But how about Irakli's press versus Ongorbaev?
But this is why it is that, you know, John gets tired, you understand? I am not sure if Ongarbaev is gonna get tired. You know, it's very hard to pull against Michael Todd. And at the end, Ongarbaev was the man who was still standing, understand? When I say standing, I mean his power was still there. He exhausted Michael at the end.
Yeah. I see.
I don't think that John has the endurance of
Michael.
No, Ongarbaev.
That's what you mean. Yeah.
So, So, but I really don't know. Like, John may have more horsepower, maybe, than Ongarbaev, but the control, plus John also has incredible control, but the endurance of Ongarbaev is for sure better than John's at this age. I'm not talking about young John. Young John would destroy everyone. Yeah. So he's saying the 55-45. Anyway, so guys, about Hermes versus Jerry match, Hermes said that his backside or his shoulder, as far as I understand, is problematic. He said it was problematic even before, and before the Levan match. So he will do his own announcement if he can pull or if he cannot or something. I think Sunday he's going, and then he was gonna make his own announcement. I and him, we agreed with him. We made the agreement. And then we also made an agreement that if he cannot pull in May, he's gonna pull in July. It's not a contract. I never did a contract with anyone. I said about 100 matches, which means a total of 200 athletes. Of course, the same athletes came, but 200 different times, you understand? And everything is working by the promise of the organizer with promise of the athletes. And until now, there has never been any problem. Not from my side, neither from any athlete side. So looks like he's gonna come here and pull in July if he cannot pull in May, but he's gonna make his own decision, and I'm sure that he will go and tell this decision on his channel, most likely. Anyway, Zurab, thank you very much, my friend. It took a long time, and thank you very much, and I wish you the best. And if you want an apartment here, to stay here, Yeah.
Thank you. კი ვიფიქრებ, ჯერ გარანტიები მივიღო და ახლა ვიფიქრე.
He's gonna be waiting for guarantees and then also gonna be thinking of
Yeah.
moving in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys take
Thank you.
care. Yeah. Yeah. Take care.
Bye,
Thank you very
everyone.
much. And thanks to everyone
You're
who
doing
watched
great
us.
job. You're doing great
Yeah,
job, man.
we all are doing together. We together with that.
All right. See you next
Yeah.
time.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care, my friend. Take care. Yeah. Okay, guys, it has been 1 hour and 42 minutes, I think. And I thank you guys for being with us, and hope to see you guys next time with another podcast. Once again, thank you.